Have you ever wondered, what would happen if you stopped being the strong one? Not forever, not in some dramatic way, just for a moment. If you didn't hold everything together. If you didn't say, "I've got it." If you didn't push past how you actually feel, who would still be there? For a long time, being strong feels like the safest option. People rely on you. They expect you to handle things. They come to you when something needs to be fixed or decided or carried. And you do it. Not because you're trying to be impressive, not because you're trying to be a hero, but because somewhere along the way, you became the dependable one. The one who doesn't fall apart. The one who doesn't complain. The one who keeps things moving. You show up for work. You show up for people. You show up even when you're tired. And from the outside, it looks like strength. But strength has a quiet cost. The stronger you are for everyone else, the harder it becomes to let anyone see you when you're not okay. So you keep going. You keep functioning. You keep holding it together. And slowly, people learn something about you. They learn that you'll manage, that you'll figure it out, that you don't really need help. Not because you don't, but because you've never shown them how. Have you ever noticed that? That people know you as capable, but not as tired? Reliable, but not human. There's a distance that forms there. A gap between who people think you are and what you're actually carrying. And the longer that gap exists, the harder it feels to cross it. Because then the question shows up. The one most people never say out loud. If I stopped being strong, who would stay? Not who would need you. Not who would call when something goes wrong. But who would stay when you're quiet, when you're unsure, when you don't have answers. Sometimes we don't ask for help not because we don't need it, but because we're afraid of what we'll discover. Afraid that the connection we have with people is built on what we provide, not who we are. Afraid that if we slow down or rest or let ourselves be seen, we'll be too much, or worse, invisible. So we don't test it. We keep being strong. We keep being useful. We keep being the one others lean on, because at least that feels certain. Have you ever felt that fear? The fear that your strength is the reason people stay, that without it, you're not sure where you fit. But here's something worth sitting with. Not because people don't care, but because you've never shown them how. Most people don't know what you're carrying because you've never put it down in front of them. They see the version of you that keeps going. They don't see the version that needs rest. And maybe part of you believes that showing that side would change everything. So you stay strong, even when it's heavy, even when it costs you, even when you're running on something close to empty. And no one blames you for that. You learned it somewhere. You learned that being strong was safer than being honest, that being useful was better than being vulnerable, that holding it together was how you stayed connected. But strength isn't the same as connection, and being needed isn't the same as being known. So here's the question, not to scare you, not to demand an answer, just to let it exist. If you stopped being strong for a moment, who would stay? And maybe the quieter question beneath that one, who have you never given the chance to stay because you never let yourself rest? Not everyone will stay. That's true. But sometimes, the only way to find out who does is to stop carrying everything alone. Not by collapsing, not by disappearing, just by letting yourself be human. Letting yourself say, "I don't have it today." Letting yourself be seen without the armor. You don't have to do that tonight. You don't have to decide anything right now. This isn't a test. It's not a challenge. It's just a question. And sometimes, letting yourself rest is how you find out who stays.